How do you solve this? That's what we're going to talk about today. This video is brought to you by the Team Lyqa review books. More about those later. Hi there, welcome to Team Lyqa, where I try to help you prepare better for your next exam. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that para hindi nyo miss yung mga paparating pa lang nating lessons. This video in particular is exciting kasi I feel like this is a type of problem that would get you interested and get you that confidence din that you need na okay, kahit anong klaseng math problem, kaya ko pala siyang ma-figure out. And today we're going to talk about word problems about changing ratios. Now, we have an entire series na on ratio and proportion. So if you haven't watched those videos yet, if you don't have a firm foundation pa of this topic, go ahead and look for that playlist. I-link ko rin sila dito sa baba at sa taas para makita nyo sila. But today, we're going to start with question number 1. Basahin muna natin yung question. Sabi, the ratio of two numbers is 3:5. If you add 3 to both of them, their ratio becomes 2:3. What are those numbers? Now, the first thing we're going to do is to solve this problem kung walang options. Pero may speed technique tayo, which we'll talk about later. Papakita ko muna sa inyo yung way na gagamitin natin using an equation, okay? This is the same problem, and we're going to start off with the fact that if ang original ratio ay 3:5, we can actually write that as 3n is to 5n. Now, yung n na yan is basically yung common factor kumbaga nilang dalawa. Kasi, ang 3:5, kung ang n ay 1, is just 3:5, na-maintain yung ratio. Kung ang n ay 2, this will be 6:10, na ang 6:10 ay pareho lang din ng ratio, 3:5. So basically, itong n na to, hindi natin alam, kasi hindi natin alam yung totoong number. Hindi naman 3:5 ay 3 at 5 na yung pinag-uusapan. Kung hindi, di bonus na itong tanong na ito. Now, why do we start off with this? You have the smaller number and the bigger number. Siyempre, yung smaller, yung 3n, kasi nga, ang 3 ay mas maliit sa 5. Now, ang sabi dito, if you add 3 to both of them. This is very important kasi magdadagdag daw ikaw ng 3 sa both. Ibig sabihin, magdadagdag ka ng 3 dun sa 3n, magdadagdag ka ng 3 dun sa 5n. Ang magiging bagong ratio nila is 2:3. Now, paano ko to gagawing equation ngayon? Now, ganito mo siyang gagawing equation. Kung ito ang original na ratio, 3n:5n, pag dinagdagan ko sila pareho ng 3, so magpa-plus 3 lang ako dito, magpa-plus 3 ako dyan, ang mangyayari would be, this will be 3n plus 3 and 5n plus 3. Now, bakit ganun? Kasi ganun tayo mag-add pagdating sa algebra. And meron tayong video din yan, nung adding and subtracting polynomials and adding and subtracting pagdating sa algebra. I-link ko na lang din ha, para ma-figure nyo yan out. Pero basically, ito yung mangyayari kung nag-add ako ng 3 sa pareho sa kanila, like the problem said. Now, dun sa next part, ang sabi, ang magiging ratio nilang bago is going to be 2:3. Ito yung bagong ratio nila. After ko mag-add ng 3. So, yun yung equality natin dyan. Their ratio becomes 2:3. Now, the way that we write ratio and proportion din, maliban dito sa may is to write it as a fraction. At importante dito yung tapat dapat. So, pwede ko isulat yung bagong nangyari after adding numbers as 3n plus 3 over 5n plus 3. Tapos, ang sabi, dahil ang bagong ratio nila ay magiging 2:3, pwede kong gawing equivalent yan sa 2/3. Kasi kahit ano pang number combination yan, kung ang ratio nila ay 2:3, pag sinolve mo yan sa equal 2:3, dapat malo-lowest terms mo siya or magiging equivalent siya sa 2/3. Let me give you an example. Ang 2/3, merong ratio na combination tayo na 4:6. 4/6, pag nilowest terms mo, i-divide mo both sides by 2 is still 2/3. So, yun yung basically sinulat natin dito sa equation na ito. Equivalent siya or equal siya dun sa 2/3. Now that we have that, pwede na tayo mag-solve using algebra. Now, the way we do it is we can use cross multiplication here. So, we can write this as 3 times the quantity 3n plus 3, importante yung parentheses na yan, equals 2 times the quantity naman 5n plus 3. Solve lang natin siya by distributing yung nasa labas doon sa nasa loob. Ganyan. So, 3 times 3n is 9n plus 9 is equal to 2 times 5 naman is 10. Kokopyahin natin apelido niya, n, plus 6. Again, kung naguguluhan dito sa multiplying ng polynomials, itong binomials natin and stuff, look up yung ating algebra playlist, ha? Now that we have this, ang gagawin natin is we'll solve it na parang equality, normal na equality lang siya. May video tayo niyan, and ito na yung tinatawag naming matatanda na transpose, o tatranspose natin siya. Pero in mga mas bata na students, ang ginagawa nila is what you do on the left side, you do on the right side. Whatever that is that you do, it will follow the same rules. Ililink ko na lang din yung video about this, ha? Pero basically, ang mangyayari, kung itatranspose ko siya, ilipat natin yung 9n dito para manatiling positive yung n. So this side will be 10n minus 9 kasi positive siya dito. Pag nilipat ko siya sa kabila, magiging negative siya. So negative 9n na siya or minus 9n. Tapos, gagawin ko rin dun sa 6. Now, pag binaliktad ko siya or nilipat ko siya dito, ang mangyayari, this will be 9. Tapos, yung plus 6 na nasa right, pag nilipat ko siya sa kabilang side, magiging minus 6. So, here we have n na lang dito kasi 10 minus 9 is just 1 is equal to 9 minus 6 or 3. So, ang n natin is 3. Which means, to figure out kung ano yung mga numbers kanina, yung smaller number natin being yung 3n at yung bigger number natin being 5n, imumultiply ko lang itong 3 dun sa mga yon. So, the smaller number is 3 times 3 and the bigger number is 5 times 3. So, this is 9 and 15. Yun yung original numbers natin. Now, kung gusto mo siya i-check, pwede natin siya i-check by adding 3 sa kanila pareho, which is yung ginawa natin dun sa problem, di ba? At ang kalalabasan will be 12 over 18. Now, ang 12 over 18 ba ay equivalent sa 2:3? The answer would be yes. Kasi if you divide 12 by 6, magiging 2 siya. If you divide 18 by 6, this will be 3. So, ibig sabihin nun, what are those numbers? The numbers are 9 and 15. Ayan. Yun yung ating sagot. Now, paano naman kung may options naman? Kailangan ko bang daanan itong lahat? Mag-cross-multiply pa ako? Magsasolve pa ako ng algebra? Ano yung pwede kong gawin para mas mabilis? Now, this is a type of speed math technique or parang super secret ninja moves na tinuturo ko usually kapag merong live review events or sa online review program. But I'm going to show it to you ngayon. Pero if you're interested to learn more of these speed techniques, para mas maikli ang oras ninyo sa pag-exam, we're going to have a live review event on January 27 and 28, 2024. Just in case, pasok pa to by the time that you're watching this video. We also have the online review program running right now, so pwede pa kayong humabol. If all you need to do to figure those out is to message us sa m.me/Team Lyqa sa ating official Facebook page. Figure out kung pwede pa kayong humabol, kung may slots pang natitira, or kung pwede kayong humabol sa online review program. Okay? Now, back to the super secret technique. Pag nakakita ako ng ganitong klaseng tanong sa exam, ang gagawin ko is just to figure out kung aling option yung nag-work doon sa problem. Hindi ko na isosolve mula sa simula kasi mauubos yung oras ko doon. So, ang gagawin ko would be this. First, I look at yung given. Ang sabi, ang ratio daw of the two numbers, yung original numbers na hinahanap ay 3:5. Yun din yung those numbers na hinahanap. Which means, sa options na ito, ang tamang sagot, dapat ang ratio ay 3:5. So, check ko muna kung 3:5 yung ratio ng mga options. Kapag hindi 3:5, ibig sabihin hindi na yun pwedeng sagot. Magtatanggal tayo ng options or ma-eliminate siya sa possibilities. So, we're going to start with 6:10 or 6 and 10. Ang 6 and 10 ba 3:5? Now, pag dinivide ko siya pareho sa 2, this will be 3, this will be 5. So, pasok siya. Hindi ko siya pwedeng tanggalin. Now, ibig sabihin ba doon, isi-shade ko na? Hindi naman. Tingnan natin kung may iba pang options na pasok. Tingnan natin yung 8 is to 12 or 8 and 12. Ang 8 and 12 ba, 3 is to 5? Now, pag dinivide ko ito sa 4, this will be 2, this will be 3. So, hindi siya 3 is to 5, which means, hindi na to pwedeng maging sagot. Nakabawas na ako ng isa. Next is 12 and 20. Pag dinivide ko ito sa 4, or nilowest terms ko yung 12 over 20, dinivide ko both sides ng 4. Ang 12 divided by 4 ay 3. Ang 20 divided by 4 ay 5. So, 3 is to 5 siya. Pareho sila nung letter A, pareho silang pwedeng sagot. Letter D, kapag nilowest terms ko 9 and 15, this will be 3, this will be 5. Kasi 9 divided by 3 is 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So, meron na akong tatlong natitirang options. Now, sa exam, kung isa lang ang natitira na pasok, siya na agad yung sagot. Tatlo yan kasi ako yung gumawa ng tanong, gusto ko yung pahirapan. Now, next ko gagawin ay gagawin ko yung sinabi doon sa tanong, if I add 3 to both, tapos i-check ko kung ang magiging ratio ay 2 is to 3. Now, how do I do that? I just add 3 sa kanilang pareho. 6 and 10, 6 plus 3 is 9. 10 plus 3 is 13. Ang 13 ay prime number, so wala na tayong magagawa dyan. Hindi na natin yun mapapababa. So, ibig sabihin, hindi sagot ang A. Letter C naman, 12 and 20. 12 plus 3 is 15. Tapos, ang 20 plus 3 is 23. Yan na naman tayo sa mga prime numbers natin, no? So, ang 23 kasi, hindi mo naman siya madidivide sa kahit anong shared factor na rin sa 15. Wala na tayong magagawa dyan. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ito ang sagot. Now, yung 9 and 15, again, nag-long cut tayo kanina, yun naman yung sagot natin. I-check natin if it still works dito sa ginawa nating kumaga style or technique. 9 plus 3 is 12. 15 plus 3 is 18. Again, kung ilo-lowest terms ko sila or hahanapan ko sila ng mga common factor na pwede kong tanggalin, if I divide both sides by 6, kasi divisible naman sila pareho sa 6, this will be 2, this will be 3. So, pasok tayo dun sa hinahanap natin na ito. So, then, ang answer is letter D. So, again, if you want to use, kumaga, trial and error, or if you want to use the elimination method to figure out the answer, titingnan mo lang ano yung first condition, pasok ba sila, ano yung gagawin mo, tapos ano yung bagong ratio, tapos isi-check mo kung ano yung pasok dun sa definition na yon. And then you'll get to the correct answer. So, kung ano naman yung method na mas mabilis sa inyo, whether you solve yung problem using algebra or you use trial and error, nasa sa inyo na yan. Ang importante na dito is to pay attention to the small details. Okay? Para hindi nyo makalimutan yung ating lesson for today, we're going to have a quick quiz. So, if you're ready with your pen and paper, your timer starts now. Here's a problem that would employ the same formula or the same problem-solving technique. Sabi dito, the ratio of boy to girl students in a class is 4 is to 5. So again, meron kang original ratio. After a boy and 2 girls transferred to another school, the ratio changed to 5 is to 6. How many boys and girls were in the class originally? Now, if you look at the problem, meron siyang original ratio, and then, after merong nangyari, nagkaroon ng change dun sa kanyang ratio. Kaya ang title ko dito sa video nito ay Changing Ratios. Kasi pag nakakita kayo ng ganitong klaseng scenario din sa isang word problem, yun pa rin yung same technique. Now, let's try to solve it using yung speed technique. Balik rin naman natin. Kasi gagamitin natin yung formula para i-check kung tama yung nakuha nating sagot. Okay? So, here you have the original ratio as 4 is to 5. So, again, dahil yun ang hinahanap dun sa problem, how many boys and girls were in the class originally, kasi original number ang hinahanap, at yun yung 4 is to 5, hahanapin natin kung ano yung hindi pasok sa 4 is to 5 dito. Now, 16 and 20, 4 is to 5 ba yan? Well, pag dinivide mo both sa 4, this will be 4 is to 5, kasi 16 divided by 4 is 4, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So, pasok siya dyan. Hindi muna natin siya tatanggalin. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So, pasok din siya. Na kung yung iba sa inyo, naku, hindi ko alam kasi kung ano yung divisible sa 3, ano yung divisible sa 4. Meron din tayong video series on the divisibility rules. I keep telling you, napakahalaga niyan when it comes to being fast pagdating sa math. So if you haven't seen those yet, ililink ko na lang din ha, para maintindihan niyo yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Now, 20 and 24. Pareho silang divisible sa 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Now, 5:6 yung ratio nila. Ang hinahanap yung original na ratio. 5:6 kasi yung after na mangyari yung pag-alis ng mga estudyante. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na to pwedeng sagot. Next, you have 24 and 30. Pareho silang divisible sa 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. So, this is going to give us 4. Tapos, ang 30 divided by 6 is 5. So, 4:5 din siya. Pasok pa yan. Again, kung sa exam, isa lang ang natira, na-eliminate mo lahat maliban sa isa, siya na yung sagot. Pero this time, dahil akong ginawa kong 4:5 ang marami sa kanila. Now, tingnan na natin yung next na condition. Ang sabi, a boy, ibig sabihin, one boy. Isa lang. And 2 girls. Okay? Transferred to another school. Ibig sabihin, umalis sila. Now, pag umalis sila, dahil lumipat sila ng school, anong mangyayari dun sa number of students? Ito ba yung mababawasan o madadagdagan? Ang sagot dun ay, mababawasan kasi nag-transfer sila, di ba? So, yung original number ay mama-minus 1 boy and minus 2 girls. Now, very important dito na magkatapat dapat yung babawasan natin. Dahil ang ratio ay of boy to girl, yung 4 ang boy, yung 5 ang babawasan mo ng 2. Yung left, babawasan mo ng 1, sa right, babawasan mo ng 2. So, kung susubukan natin sa 16 at 20, babawasan ko ng 1, yung 16, this will be 15, at babawasan ko naman ng 2, yung 20. This is going to give me 18. Kasi 20 minus 2 is 18. So, ito na yung bago nating students. Now, kung yung lowest terms ko sila, again, to figure out yung ratio, 15 divided by 3 is 5. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now, pasok na yan doon sa ating hinahanap na ratio na after nung changes, which is 5:6. So, ibig sabihin nun, A is the answer. Now, kung meron ka pang oras, pwede mong i-check yung iba kung mali sila. Kasi kung mali talaga sila, ibig sabihin sigurado ka na A ang sagot. Now, let's do that quickly. 12 minus 1 is 11. 15 minus 2 is 13. Parehong prime number, hindi 5:6. 24 minus 1 is 23. 30 minus 2 is 28. 23, again, wala na ako mahanap dyan na ibabawas ko or ipaliliitin ko with 28. Prime number naman yan. So, ibig sabihin nun, hindi na rin to pwedeng sagot. Definitely, the answer is letter A, which is 16 and 20. Now, tama ba yung sagot natin? Using the elimination method or yung ating super secret speed technique. Let's solve using yung problem mismo. Now, original ratio natin is 4:5, which means 4n is to 5n, yung ating smaller number and bigger number. Next thing we're going to do is yung condition. 1 boy and 2 girls nag-transfer or umalis. So, this will be 1 boy, babawas natin dyan. 2 girls, ibabawas natin dito. So, yung smaller number will turn into 4n minus 1. The bigger number would be 5n minus 2. Tapos, itong dalawa na ito ay equivalent siya sa ratio na bago, which is 5:6. So, ibig sabihin nun, we can write this as 4n minus 1 over 5n minus 2 is equal to 5/6. Cross multiplication. Left side is 6 times the quantity 4n minus 1 equal to 5 times the quantity 5n minus 2. I-distribute natin yung nasa labas. 6 times 4 is 24n minus 6. Here you have 25n minus 10. Tapos, magta-transpose tayo, trying to keep the n positive. So, yung 24 ang ililipat natin sa kabilang side. Magiging 25n minus 24n. And then you have minus 6 or negative 6 plus 10. Kasi yung negative 10 or minus 10, ililipat natin sa kabila, magiging plus siya. So, you have 4 here, positive 4 yan, and then here you have n. So, ang n natin is 4, which means, ang smaller number natin becomes 4 times 4, which is 16. And ang bigger number natin is going to be 5n, or 5 times 4, or 20. So, the answer is 16 and 20. Tama ba siya dun sa sagot natin kanina? Yes. And kahit i-check mo siya ulit to see if it's 5 over 6 or 5:6, yung magiging ratio niya, it will still be the same. Kasi ang 16 minus 1 is 15, 20 minus 2 is 18, and again, if you divide both of them by 3, this will be 5 over 6, or 5:6. Tama pa rin yung sagot, and yun ang mahalaga. Now, this is also a great opportunity for me to talk about the review books. So if you want more practice questions, if you want more exclusive techniques, and yung mga explainers ng mga speed methods na ginagamit ko pag ako nagtitake ng exam, you can go ahead and get your own copy of the practice test booklets and the workbook sa m.me/Team Lyqa. We ship all over the country, so if you're interested, message us on Facebook para malaman ninyo kung paano kayo makakakuha ng inyo. And huge shout out sa lahat ng ating mga child members, supporters, sponsors who make this happen. Maraming salamat sa inyo kasi even in the lean months na walang paparating na exam, you are the ones who tide us over. So maraming salamat sa inyo. You help me help more people by making these free videos. Alright, now as we always say sa channel na to, never stop learning. Adja, kaya niyan. I'll see you in my next video and bye for now.